Hello there, welcome to South Africa, Land of Darkness. There's a thought that's running on my mind, and I wanna run it on video. I've been thinking, or me and the Lord, we've been thinking about China. Why is China number 2 country in the world and about to replace the United States? Let's look for the best possible lighting. All right. No, nothing is better here. All right. The Lord just asked me a question. Do you think that is did China grow because the country or the people of China suddenly became to get an aha moment, or a person in China had the Damascus moment and began to make a change? We do know that the China story, it happened after Chairman Mao died. So when Chairman Mao stopped leading the CCP, there was a new chairman. I can't remember his name. You know, those Chinese names, those Ching Chongs. The new chairperson after after Chairman Mao, who moved China from a communist party to, communist state to essentially an capitalist country. You see, it was that guy's decision, the leader's decision. So it was upon the leader that the Chinese country was built. It's not upon the Chinese people. And I'm beginning to see that nations are not built by all the people within the nation. Most of the people in the nation don't care. They do not know what is capitalism. They don't know what is socialism. They don't even care. Even when they vote for people, they vote for the guys that are sexy or popular or celebrities, or or they feel some kind of emotional attachment, not because those guys have got a strong sense or idea of where they are taking country to. I've been studying, is it Pakistan, Imran Khan, a guy who was a cricketer and a celebrity, some kind of a playboy guy. And because he was a celebrity, he became the prime minister of the country of Pakistan. But they removed him because he also was corrupt, even though people liked him because they thought that he is corrupt. It turned out that he's also a bad guy, but was a celebrity. So people are not good judges of character. Okay? People are not good judges of character. And the Lord is showing me that, you know what, you don't build a country because the people in your country are good. No. It reminded me of a verse in the Bible. Unfortunately, I don't know where it is. And as you know me, I don't really know Bible verses. The verse says that I always quote this verse here on this channel. I must now get to know where it's coming from. He said that a good king comes from the Lord. Okay. Blessed is a nation whose king is good, and it comes from the Lord. So if you're a country and you've got a good president, it's because God decided that. If you're a country and you've got a bad president, it's also because God decided to give you a bad president. So countries succeed not because the people in the country are good people or they are wise. Countries because the one leading the country is wise. Okay. Countries succeed because the one leading the country is good. It is on the onus on the one, or whether it's one person or as a group of people that are leading the country. Like here in South Africa, look, it's dark. It's not dark because South Africans do not know how to keep Oscom on. No, it's dark because our leaders want it to be dark so that they can sell Eskom to private hands. So their plan is to keep us in dark for so many days so that we can give up SOEs and end up thinking that maybe privatization of these SOEs like ESCOM is a good idea, because our leaders in the business people that want to own the billionaires that run South Africa are making it this way. So if these billionaires that run ANC, if they want to be called to us, if they want us to have electricity 24/7, we will have it. We don't have it now is because they decided that we must not have electricity. So at the end of the day, a country is its leadership. Okay. So whoever is a leader can make a decision that can transform the nation, or make a decision that can keep the nation in the doldrum of poverty. So it's an interesting take when you look at China. That China, because the CCP leaders decided to adopt capitalism and to use its population in China as labor for the industrialization of the world, because American labor had become too exorbitant for the American firms. You see, the American firms run the world; they're the biggest in the world. So China was that source of labor because the Chinese CCP agreed. And so what the growth of China really is actually the movement of American industries from USA to China. Talking about the Rust Belt built what do they call it, the Rust Belt, you know, Chicago, Detroit, those manufacturing hubs in the United States that later went to China. I mean, almost all manufacturing from United States and mostly Europe went to China. That's why everything is made in China. It's not made in China because the Chinese are smart. No, it's made in China because the Chinese accepted the big multinational, the corporations of the world, the American corporations. Okay, so it got me thinking, if Africa has to grow, it's not like African people are going to have an epiphany or some kind of cultural change. African people in their millions decide like, okay, now is Africa, want to be free. We want to produce and manufacture in Africa and become a global superpower. No, they will never do that. What is going to happen, rather, for us Africa to succeed? Now, listen to me very carefully. I'm going to teach you wisdom. Africa is not going to rise because of black people. Africa is going to rise because of white people. Okay? Not just all white people. Africa is going to rise because of the European whites and American whites, who will decide that they, instead of taking Africa's resources and doing stuff in China, and China now has become a big powerhouse, and China wants to destroy America. They say, no, let's just produce in China. Let's stop producing. No, let's just produce in Africa. Because one of the ways in which the big multiple corporations of the world are going to conquer China, the China virus. Okay, the China virus is the headache that Washington has. I've got an answer for Washington. Do you know how to deal with China? It's very simple. Apple, start producing iPhones in Africa. Come to Zimbabwe. Come to Malawi, Zambia. Come to the DRC Congo, the northern Kivu, where they are fighting for resources. Make sure that whoever is causing a fight in northern Kivu, M23, all those stuff, you are America, you are powerful. I mean, you can do anything that you want. Stop the war. When you stop the war, put factories there in Congo, or you can put them in Zambia, or put them in Rwanda, or Uganda, or wherever, Kampala, or in Kenya, close by. So my advice to the American multinationals is this: stop producing stuff in China. Start producing them in Africa. After mining in Africa, produce in Africa. Don't expect the Africans to produce it. They will never. See, the Africans are always talking about, beneficiation. We cannot mine gold and diamonds and stuff and minerals and sell. We must produce. They are not going to produce. They are not black people. Come on, I'm black, I live in Africa, I know my brothers and sisters. They will not. They will talk about how unfair it is. But themselves, they actually don't have the capacity to do it. You see, that's the reason why they won't do it. They don't have the capacity to produce. They can talk politics, politicians. They can say all the right things just to get voted into power. Once they get voted into power, the politicians, they just want to eat money only. They're not going to produce, because to produce it makes a tremendous amount of expertise, due diligence, and all know-how, technical know-how, political maneuvering. That is only known by Americans and the Europeans. Let's just face it, Africa. I love Africans, but let's just talk the truth here, not lie each other. We do not know politics. We do not know finance. We do not know economics. We do not know production. These things are known by Europeans and the Americans. That's why they run the world, and they shall carry on running the world. In order for Africa to improve, we need to recognize that and know very well that you can have all these beautiful points, about how Africa can get out of poverty. But the people that will have to make a move are white people. If white Americans who actually are running the global firms do not make a move and actually produce in Africa, if Apple doesn't produce in Africa, who else produces stuff? Sony, let's talk about BMW, Mercedes-Benz, car manufacturers, people who manufacture all goods, banking sector, everybody. If they don't come into Africa, if the global powerhouses do not come into Africa, Africa will not grow. You are lying to yourself, because politicians have got these nice sound bites. Because I read a lot, I listen to a lot of people, I study, and I make a lot of personal reflection and see what's going on in my continent. I love Africa. I want Africa to succeed. But as I study, I realize that the Africans themselves, the black people in Africa, they neither have the capacity or even the willingness to step up. Okay. First of all, black people in Africa still worship white Europeans and Americans. Okay. And you are going to argue with me and say that you don't, but the reality is you do. That's why in South Africa they've got Operation Tutula. Black South Africans chasing away other black Africans, fighting for what? Fighting for white jobs from white people. It's black people against black people fighting for what? For a white person. Do you understand? So the black liberation, black people always talk about liberation, that they must be liberated from white people. I'm like, black people are running towards white people, running towards whiteness because they are despondent. You understand? They do not really have a backbone of their own as black people as a whole. So as a black thinker myself, as a black leader, I realize that I cannot lead black people into global dominance. Okay? Because black people will never want to go with another black person. Unless if I change my color like Michael Jackson and become white, they will listen to me. So I discovered that for me to help my black brothers and sisters whom I love very well, is to get to this painful realization that my black brothers and sisters will never grow to a point of understanding that they can lead the globe. Understand? They want to be led. It is by a happenstance that they were born in Africa, a continent that is bestowed, by these great and advantageous minerals and natural resources. The resources are in the ground of Africa, but not in the heads or minds of the Africans. Yet we have got these white people in Europe and America who are not endowed with the same natural resources in their land, but their minds and their heads have got the capacity to explore those minerals and actually produce stuff, goods, and services for the whole world. While it's the black Africans themselves, though they sit and walk on land that is rich, they've got no idea or clue what to do with it. Okay, even if they assume political office, the black people are always looking for handouts from European countries. Understand? And they fight just, God has been talking to me about this thing for the past like week or so. And I'm like, is it really true, father? He says, yes, son. I will tell you what it is. When I watch leaders on TV, And then God said to me, do you know that these guys, when they fight for political positions, it's not like they're fighting because they've got some grand idea that they have. Therefore, they must be chosen to lead so that they can, implement this great idea to serve South Africa or Zimbabwe or Zambia or Congo, whatever part of Africa. God says to me, these leaders, the only reason why they want to be leaders is because they want to be in these nice black BMWs and Mercedes Benzes. They love the glory of power. They love the idea that I am the president or I am the minister of so and so, but they have got no clue exactly why are they minister. I'm telling you what the Lord is saying to me. And I'm like, God, no, man. I think these people, they've got an idea. God says, no. And today I was watching watching news, and these black leaders, these politicians. And God says, look at them. The reason why they like those photo shoots, just being on TV, just to appear that, I'm the prime minister of such a country, I'm the minister of agriculture, I'm the one speaking on TV, they're asking me questions, but the guy doesn't even have a substance. You see, so and I was watching the ANC elective conference in Gauteng. I don't want to take anything away from there, but one of those things, and I'm watching them, and I'm having a discussion with the Lord. It's like, okay, and the ANC people, they are fighting for who's gonna lead the ANC in Gauteng, and the same thing in the same spirit, the same theme in the spirit is hovering. That the Lord is asking me, who of those ANC people in Gauteng do you think is interested about service delivery, improving South Africa policy? Because they were so much busy about your fake delegates, this and that, and wara, all about power. Who's gonna get power? Who's not gonna get power? But they're not really talking about. Substance until Pule, what's his name? Mabe Pule. Yeah, Pule. This is ANC, one of the ANC spokesperson. Until he came and spoke about police, and also David Makor. By the way, David Makor is the best thing that ANC ever had. Like, the guy's amazing. Yeah, really, really, really. I wish David Makor was the president of South Africa. So David Makor begins to speak about police. He said that no, guys, we wanna get over this thing of delegates. We want to talk about policy, how to take the ANC forward. And I was like, wow, what a refresh. Because I was in the presence of the Lord, still speaking about these things. And David Makura spoke about policy. And you're like, if God was a flesh and then there was a flesh, we would have looked at each other like, look, there's Makura talking about what we have been just talking about. That people in politics, they don't really concerned about these things. But you see, I've been following David Makura for many years. I've been watching him and the things that he does in Gauteng economic zones that is created. You can see the passion in him and the drive in him, and also the fact that the Gauteng province is actually doing very well. I mean, people don't give Gauteng province a thumbs up. They always talk about the DA in the Western Cape. But if you look at the Gauteng province under David Makura, you would see that really the province has done very well. I mean, the guy is just one of those underappreciated black leaders that I see, and so basically the theme, that I'm trying to bring out in this video is that to lead, you will come to a realization that your people do not have the mind that you have, and they shouldn't even have it. It's not up to them to have that mind. It's up to that leader. It don't have to be a government leader. You could be a leader at work. Okay. You could be a manager at work. You could be a business owner of a small business or a medium enterprise or whatever capacity that you are leading. At some point, you discover that as you would humbly try to bring everybody on board and say, gentlemen, ladies, let us do this for our organization or for the transformation of our people, you will discover that your ideas will fall on deaf ears. They might like them, like in Africa, black people like Thomas Sankara, Julius Malema, they like Julius Nyerere, Patrice Lumumba. But if it doesn't fall on deaf ears, it falls on praise. We praise them and then we stop there. We don't go ahead and do what they said we must do. Okay. So the onus is on the one who really is the leader to take the organization forward, or whatever groupings of people that you are leading. Take them forward. Okay. You yourself, single-headed. I mean, God was showing me that, son, do you realize that there is so much power in making a decision as a person, as one single person, without having other people or your subordinates agreeing with you. Just as a singular person, as you lead, you can actually lead the entire ship. Just look at the ship or a car. The steering wheel is small, but it controls the whole bus or the whole truck, the whole ship. Understand? It is a small little thing that the steering wheel is small. So I realized that as a leader, one of the biggest lessons that I mean, spending time with that Lord. One of the lessons that God has been teaching me is that, what, son, it's up to you. Okay. It's either you do it and it's gonna happen, or you don't do it, it's not gonna happen. There's nobody who's going to come and do what you said we must do. Alright. There is nobody who is going to rally behind you and say, yeah, let's do what you said. If you don't do it, I'm gonna do it. No. It is you. So basically, I'm telling you that you as well listening to me right now, that I know that because you are listening to me, it means you are a leader. It means that God has been speaking to you, or God put things in your heart to do. You have got a vision for the house that you represent, whether it's a political party, or it's a business, or it's a church, or it's whatever, or a community that you are part of. You don't have to be the leader that is chosen by the community. Another part B of this lesson, and this, you don't have to be chosen by the people. In fact, if you are the real deal, higher chances are people won't choose you. Okay, because people who will choose, that will do it, like in the case of, is it Pakistan? What country is that? Lord, I'm reading a lot about many countries now. I'm forgetting. Is it Pakistan or Bangladesh? I stand corrected. Between Pakistan and Bangladesh, one of those countries, they elected a cricketer to become a president, thinking that the guy is not corrupt, but it so happened that the guy is corrupt. His name is Imran Khan. Pakistan or Bangladesh. I've forgotten which one. Because these countries, they're very similar. So what I'm saying, if it is up to the people to choose, the people who will choose the celebrate. In South Africa, it's very funny. In South Africa, if you were to choose who's gonna be the president, and people are asked to write down on paper, who do you think must lead? I'm sure AKA will be one of the top people. Casper Nyovest. If Brenda Fassie was alive, it would be her. Or who else? Which DJ is hot these days? Whoever his song is number one on channel or MTV. Or whoever is Karabo of Generations. Connie Ferguson. See, people do not know what to do. See, that's the fault of democracy. The majority of people don't really know what's good for them. I'm not sorry to say it. I'm not gonna say I'm sorry to say it. I'm not sorry to say it. That's true. The fault or the weakness of democracy is that people do not really know what's good for them. As I'm telling you that Imran Khan guy won because he was a cricketer. He was on TV. He was on all over their newspapers. That's why they voted for him to become president. Not because they knew that he had some idea. No. People just vote for a celebrity. Just like Donald Trump. Even in America, you think that white people are wise. No. Even the white Americans, they voted for Donald Trump. Do you know why? Because he was a TV personality. Do you think that if Donald Trump was not on the Apprentice, do you think that he was going to be American president if he just came up? See, there's another billionaire in America, Bloomberg, who was a mayor of New York. I'm sure he became a mayor of New York because he was a celebrity, and he's got a newspaper, Bloomberg News, and Bloomberg. They work here with the New York Stock Exchange, so you see that he tried to become president, or I can't remember if there was some talks about that, but it didn't go through because he's a billionaire like Trump, but not as popular as Trump. Trump is a celebrity, a playboy. He's always like on covers of National Square, or like those sexually uh, sexually filled magazines. It's about sex because that's sex sells. So you see, people are always checking for sexual content, and over the past 20 years, they see the name Donald Trump appearing. He likes women, models, he's rich, he's drinking and having fun in yachts. So a lot of people will see him, identify with him. So they vote for him to be president, not because they don't care about national policy, foreign policy, industrial policy, globalization versus nationalization. No, people don't have time for that. People don't have time for that. Okay. So they vote for the celebrities. So here in South Africa, you will discover that if we were to ask people to write down on paper who do they want to be their president, and we don't put up names, just write on paper, write a name, and then we're gonna have a table to see who got the largest vote. I'm telling you, look out for the guys who are the best soccer players, okay? Okay, the best musicians, the best film stars. They're the ones that people are gonna vote for. And look at the ones that really have got policy, that know what they're doing. Nobody's gonna vote for them. Because why? Because people are not interested in that. People are defeated as far as that is concerned. And this video is very long now. So what I'm just trying to say is that later, it's up to you. Make it happen, and nobody else will. Okay.